Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Forlight Podcast, a weekly show about gaming, gaming news, and all things entertainment related. I'm your host for this evening, Ethan, alongside my co-hosts.
Hey guys, I'm David.
I'm Leighton.
And I'm Aiden.
So, today we are going into the kind of horror genre.
John
There we
genre?
go.
The horror
Shut up.
genre.
Shut
Like
up.
John
Shut-
Deere?
Shut up.
Sorry.
I also forgot housekeeping, so we're just gonna roll that back real quick. Anyways, a little bit of housekeeping for you guys. You can find us anywhere you stream podcasts at Forlight Podcast. You can also email us at forlightpdct. This is all going to be in our description, but I just wanted to kind of shut that out now. You can also find us visually every week. About that kind of changes, so it's going to be changing as the weeks go. But we are going to be streaming Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday. I think that's what we decided on, around
I
8
think
p.m.
so. Yeah. Yeah.
Saturday is going to be our kind of podcast day, and then Wednesday and Tuesday are our gaming and magic days. So you can check us out when that
Wait,
happens.
I just want to rewind. What'd you say was our streaming days?
Saturday, 8 p.m.
Oh, okay.
Tuesday, 8 p.m. and Wednesday, 8 p.m. Later.
I
Okay.
I don't know. Wednesday, 8 p.m. Are you talking about like during the school year?
Yeah.
That also is
What?
probably going to be like a gaming thing.
I'll probably have staff meeting then.
Not. I'm not talking. What's it called? Podcast day. I'm talking gaming day. Like,
Oh, okay. Sorry.
That's
We
why I
gotta
said
have our
gaming day
Magic Monday,
previously.
and then
Anyways,
Bro, Mondays are gonna be so ass.
Yeah, Mondays are pretty
Okay.
bad for me too. I can't do it.
I have 4 hours
can do it,
straight
but-
of class every Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Hey, try me. Talk
Chronicles.
to me about Mondays. I will fucking destroy your ass with the amount of class I have.
Chronicles.
L.
Man has to
Scheduling
go
issue?
down
Scheduling
to
issue?
a certain place and do certain
Guys,
medicinal things.
Why did they not tell me? Why did they not tell me you have to rotate 2 boards every month? Why did they not tell me I have to have a social every week?
Hey,
When did this happen?
hey, David. What have I been doing this whole time?
Leighton,
Jerking
you
yourself off.
didn't. Leighton,
No,
you
didn't.
You
didn't.
fucking didn't.
I was just
don't
about
be
to
saying-
say.
Don't be saying anything incriminating here.
I was just
No.
about to say. My
Hey,
boy
Ethan,
was about to be like,
Ethan.
I'm not gonna say anything incriminating, but your boards, you legitimately would be like,
Bro,
hey, Joey, so can I get like a couple more days?
I did
Hey,
that
can I get?
twice in the entire year.
also, I want to point out really quick though. Can you look at my boards really quick? Can you look at my boards really quick? I think any of my boards that I have up are better than anyone who has
Bro's got that
last year.
quality of life update.
Yeah,
On God.
Bro needs to turn down the quality for your mental health, bro.
Okay, yeah,
I
no,
know,
but like,
I
for-
know.
hey, David, why do you think I do shitty boards? Like, what? My boards still
No.
look good, but I don't. I put like a quarter of the effort you do.
No, I totally
But-
know. I know that. But
Not
I just
just
want to
with you.
flex really quick.
Anyways, so
You just did.
back to
moving on.
housekeeping. So you can find us about halfway through the week now because that's when I'm starting to upload videos. Around Tuesday, Wednesday, and then yeah, it's pretty much. Actually, it's the following podcast. That's hard to describe, but Sunday is when we stream now. But basically just as our schedule changes, the podcast will be changing, and we'll try to be updating you guys on that. If you guys are looking for D&D figurines, like potions, anything to spruce up the D&D table, you can check out Arcane Addicts, which is a
Arcane
friend. Shut up! I'm sorry, I don't know how to speak, man. Okay.
Ocean. What kind of concoctions are the wizards brewing?
The Wizards Brewing.
But so we have a friend who's just opened up an Etsy shop, and we like to promote the small creators that are kind of helping out us out. So check out their shop. It's a lot of fun, and it's actually pretty cool. I don't know if they've uploaded it recently, but the minifigs that they have out right now are really cool. Also, Leighton, you're echoing.
Someone, yeah, I think it is like.
It is Leighton.
There's literally nothing I
Um,
can do about it. I put on crisp.
And then, yeah, so we're going to get into our first topic here. Our first topic for today is kind of just watching horror movies alone versus together, and kind of what is a good horror experience and what can be bad depending on the movie that you're watching, etc. So, does anyone want to start with this conversation, or do you want me to start? David Brown.
Okay.
So, guys, first off, I want to just preface really quick. I have a very sore throat right now. I may dip somewhere in the podcast. I'll tell you guys when that happens, if it does happen. Um, and I want to start this topic by just saying really quick, horror movies are such a fucking awesome thing. I'm a big horror movie fan, like straight up. It keeps my attention. I have ADHD. Oh, oh my god, jump scare.
Bro proves
Also,
it immediately by going, oh.
Jump scare.
sorry, I just got jump scared by Leighton showing his RA picture.
No, no. This
It's
is
better
me.
than
What are you
last
talking about?
year's. It's better than
Hey guys.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm on the podcast. What are you talking about?
Wasn't Leighton's last year photo just a photo of him taken the day that he got there?
Yes,
That's
yes.
No,
funny
that was in
No,
front of
it
my
was outside of
garage.
his it was outside of his garage. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
what
that
it
was
was.
inside my garage.
Oh.
But something I want to say really quick is there is a difference between watching a horror movie alone versus together. I'm a big fan of watching horror movies alone because it helps capture my full attention because it gives me a bit of a scare factor. I will say also, I have some of my best memories. Leighton, for God's sake, can you remove that?
What?
I
I'm not doing it.
focus.
I'm not doing anything. It's me. I'm on the
It's
podcast.
distracting me. I'm trying to have a coherent sentence, and all I'm saying is,
It's like
it's oh my god. So, what I was gonna say is, I have some of my greatest memories from watching a horror movie with friends or partners. Like when you're fucking freaked out in a movie and then something else happens in your surrounding, it's one of the best fucking things. Like I was watching The Conjuring, and there's a scene, where it's like a hide and seek game, but with it's a
Oh
clap.
no.
And and as that happens, the lights fucking turn out and the woman screams. So during this scene in the movie, my sorry, got distracted. During the scene in the movie, my partner and my partner that I had at the time and I were watching it, and the lights that I had on turned off as soon as they clapped. And
what?
my partner from the time looked at me and went, "What the fuck, David? How did you do that?" And I said,
I
"I didn't." I was shitting
It
myself.
wasn't
I was
me.
shitting myself. But
Partner
those
was literally just
experiences-
like, damn, he went for the full experience, and Dave was over here like,
I didn't. And scared out of my mind right now. But like, it's one of those things. Like, I'm gonna remember that moment forever because I was with someone that I cared about at that time, and it was just a memorable experience. In comparison, I'm watching a movie alone. I watched Hereditary. The movie's different. That one's memorable for a different reason. And this is one of the things. Also, I want to talk about really quick. I want to give a warning for podcast listeners. Trigger warning if you are upset about topics about anything extremely triggering, I would say avoid this episode for sure. Because horror topics can get pretty scary and pretty heavy. Now moving on.
I'm not
I
gonna
want to talk
lie. I
about
just had the impulse or the thought to like just get up and turn around and shake. I just had the real like impulse
What?
need to do that. I just decided not to. So for anyone listening,
Dude, you
thank
gotta
for telling
take like some fucking melatonin right now or something. Like, chill. I'm watching him as he talks turn and go, I'm like doing a paper airplane. Look. Like, I was watching him like actually go through the thought process of, guys, look at how entertaining I am.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. What are you talking
guy
about?
look at paper airplane.
I don't. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's great, Leighton. That's great.
That's
So
awesome.
great.
so proud of you. So proud of you. Okay,
But-
Yeah, this is
so
on my
I wanted
desk.
to.
Hee hee.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I
Actually,
love it.
actually, David, you go. You finish up.
I'm just gonna jump in really quick and say, so Hereditary is all about the head gore. Holy shit, head gore fucks me up, and that
Ooh.
movie really, really is good, but really, really fucked me up. Also, Ethan, if you haven't seen it, we're gonna watch it together.
Mm-mm.
Oh no,
Yes,
we're seeing
Nuh-uh.
it. We're seeing it.
Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh.
we're absolutely seeing it.
Bro, I like sticking with my fucking ghost face, where it's not even really that scary, and you can just sit and relax and enjoy yourself.
Is that
Okay.
Bella
No,
Ramsey?
Ethan, we're 100% watching it together. I think it is.
No shot. This looks really similar to Bella Ramsey, like as a child.
So
What? Hereditary?
Yeah.
yeah, the
Nope, I lied. It's Shapiro.
oh yeah.
Millie
That
Shapiro.
I
does
looked up-
not look like Belly. That does not look like
I
Bella
swear.
Ramsey, my boy.
Dude, so seriously though, great movie, and we're going to have to watch together. And talking about that, watching horror movies versus watching what together versus watching horror movies alone is a completely
Oh!
different thing. What did you just see?
What?
Okay, I kind of want to watch this movie now.
Wait, what is it called again?
Oh wait, did
I
you see
looked
the
up the-
ants?
No.
Did you see
Oh,
the ants?
yes, I think I
Yeah,
did.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Would you look
No,
up?
thank you.
No, I just
No,
looked
I
up
know what you're talking
Hereditary
about.
and then
I
went to
know-
images, and there was a blurred image because of Google, and I was just like, oh, it can't be that bad. Yeah.
Oh no,
My boy.
no. We're totally watching it. It is some of the best acting, some of the best script writing.
I
some
have
of the best
heard that it
anything
is
I've
very
ever
good.
seen.
Midsummer.
It's so good.
No, we're not
Isn't
watching
No,
Midsummer
it's
the?
no. It's the same director as Midsummer. Same director as
Oh, okay.
Midsummer. If that shows how good it is.
Hot take. I don't like horror movies.
Mm.
Period.
That is a hot take. That is definitely a hot take. That is a trash take. You could say. No, I'm kidding. I'm
I
kidding.
would much rather be watching something funny, something dramatic, and for example, something funny like The Burbs with Tom Hanks. That's fucking hilarious. Something dramatic, example, Master and Commander Far Side of the World. A thriller I would even watch, like Scream, I suppose, but not
think-
even really. Like
I think what changes the game for what horror, because I'm similar on the lines of you. I think I don't like The Conjuring. I don't like The
watched The Conjuring.
Exorcist.
I've
I
watched
don't
The
like
Conjuring. I know
Hereditary.
it's a great
Like all
movie.
that stuff.
I personally do not like watching The Conjuring. I don't like it. I mean, I like it, but I don't like watching it. You know what I mean?
I think, and that's what kind of our conversation going on today is like. I think I definitely, sure as hell, would not be watching it, Hereditary, Midsummer, all of those like genuine horror gore fests alone, because I'm gonna
Nope.
get in my own head about it, but etc. But like something like Scream, where I can watch that series alone because it makes you get into the movie of like the whole kind of gimmick of Scream is trying to figure out who the killers are before the reveal happens.
I think
Because
I think I want
Was
to edit. I think I want to edit my statement. I
Okay.
don't like or classic horror. No, not classic horror. How do I explain it? Like Nope. I don't like Nope. I don't think Nope would be a good like a movie I would
Nope
watch.
is really good.
Whereas I absolutely love psychological horror. Psychological horror is a really cool genre of movies that I absolutely love. Like The Menu is a psychological thriller, I think is how I would put that.
Oh yeah.
Excellent movie. Excellent movie. It's not a jump scary movie really. It's all a mental thing, and I much prefer watching something like that than I do to something like
Have you seen
The
Get Out?
Poltergeist. No, I have not seen Get Out.
I've
Get
heard
Out,
good
I think,
things.
is
I've heard good things.
yeah. Get Out is fantastic. Like Jordan Peele's an incredible director. He made Nope as well, but Get Out is more psychological. Like you're trying to figure out what's going on. There's not many jump scares, etc. That's the same thing with Nope. Is like it's more. I think. Have you seen Nope?
I
at
haven't
all, or
seen
just,
Nope, but I was just seeing the trailer. And
like
I
just
was
not
I was
interested
like,
in it, kind of thing.
it really didn't. I don't know. It didn't garner like a response from me that I was
Yeah.
like, oh man, I kind of want to go see this movie. I was just like, nah. I said Nope.
Hey, guess what has a psychological horror tag? Skinamarink.
I don't know
Oh
what that is.
God.
What the
Oh
fuck?
God.
What the fuck
I
is
think
that?
I think I think Ada just made up a movie name. On
Absolutely
No,
God.
no,
not.
no, no. He's talked about this so many fucking times.
I
How do you
want to
guys
see
not
it
remember
so
this?
bad. I really want to see it so bad.
I don't.
I saw it on TikTok. It looked great. I watched the trailer, and I really want to see it. And I really want to watch it with everyone. It's
Bro,
it's called
Skidamarink just fucking brought up a nursery rhyme super simple songs fucking video. What are you talking about?
No, just
Skinamarink.
look
Wait, hold on.
Skinamarink horror movie.
Aiden. Skinamarink 2022 horror movie.
Yes.
You know the audience rating for this is 2.3 stars.
Is
Wait,
it?
2023?
2022.
Is it
What
really?
the fuck?
Yeah,
Why is it?
on
I'm
Google.
getting like
If you look it up on
different
Google.
fucking.
If you look at IMDb, it's a 4.9 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes 72, which is higher than I was thinking. 3.15 out of 5 on Shudder, which I don't use, but it's just a
Is it
statistic.
a fan film
It's
or like
it's
a
a
or
very
it,
low budget film.
yeah, that's what I meant.
Apparently, it takes itself too seriously, which is a hard thing to do.
Yeah, it's a $15,000 movie, but it made 2.1 million domestically.
Is it similar to Poltergeist?
It's an analog.
Ooh, I want to watch Poltergeist. Yeah.
I did watch Poltergeist. Poltergeist is great. Um, it's not similar to Poltergeist necessarily. It's let me find the synopsis.
What I do
It
want to
says
talk.
that two kids wake up and they find that their parents are gone and
The
the
entire
objects in
thing
their house
is
are disappearing.
the entire thing is filmed like from like a almost security camera like perspective.
Oh, I see. I like Roblox. I'm kidding.
Oh, also, really quick,
Dude,
I wanna bring up something really quick. My personal favorite horror movie, and I'd love to watch it with you guys. It's not like actually that super scary. Um, my favorite personal horror movie is Paranormal Activity, and
Ooh.
it's really, really solid movie. It's not that scary, but it's really fucking well made.
I think
I
that's
do want to
that's
see
the
Paranormal
niche. Is
Activity.
like for me, it's something that's not very scary but enjoyable. Because I'm not looking to be genuinely freaked out or jump scared in my horror movie watching experience. I want to enjoy it with somebody else or enjoy it by myself.
So we're gonna watch Hereditary, right?
Yeah. To further the point I was making
Roadie.
earlier, I just thought of another example. To further the point I made earlier of how I don't like regular horror, I like psychological horror. One of my favorite movies of all time, like it's up there. It's a horror movie, 1408. And it has Samuel L. Jackson and it has
Samuel L. Jackson in a horror movie. Now I want to see this.
it has Samuel L. Jackson and it has John Cusack. And 1408, it's about a hotel room. This guy, he's like this small time like haunted place reviewer, and he's found that every single place he's been to has been a BS lie. It's not actually haunted, but he writes this book. He writes a book about it, and he's like, blah, blah, blah. He's like, yeah, it's not actually haunted or whatever. And this hotel owner, the Dolphin Hotel owner, Samuel L. Jackson, he's like, hey, if you really want to review somewhere haunted, why don't you come to 1408 at the Dolphin Hotel? So the guy's like, oh, whatever, bullshit. And he goes. She gets whacked. She gets crazy. And it's so good. There are 2 or 3 endings that have been recorded and published for this movie. And depending on the version you watch is the one you get. There's a good ending and a bad ending. And I prefer the good ending, period, because it makes more sense timeline wise. The bad ending is just like, holy shit, this guy got screwed. But that's a movie I highly recommend. 1408.
I like those ones where you can, and that's what I was talking about with Scream, is like you can take not ownership, or like just control of the movie watching experience. Like in something like I don't know how to like Halloween or Friday the 13th. It's maybe a guessing game on who's gonna die, or you can play like, oh, what would I do in this situation? Where would I go, etc. Scream, for example, is I had it in. This is how I know it was like it really was enjoyable, is because one, it was enjoyable for me to just do it by myself. Like I liked watching and just being like, oh, who is it? Like, can I tell? Is there like things to pick up on? And then I was, I think my sister came into my room one night and I was like, "Do you have anything you got to do tomorrow?" And she's like, "Well, I have something. What I?" And I was like, "Watch this movie with me." And we watched the 2022 Scream, which you can kind of watch separate because I wanted to start her off on something that was like more modernized, so it wasn't like, "Oh, this is dumb. I don't want to watch it anymore." But she literally was sat there going, no, no, that guy right there. No, I know it. I know it's him. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, this, she doesn't even know. She doesn't even know the twist or something. And it's just really fun to do that and just enjoy it that way. Also, a person in our chat said that we should, as we go, kind of name off where you can find the movies that we're talking about.
Ooh,
And
interesting.
the
Yeah.
entire Scream series you can find on Paramount Plus. So that's just
Hereditary,
an
Hereditary, HBO Max, absolutely. Go ahead, check that out. Great
hell yeah.
movie.
1408.
Watch it.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say watch it with a friend because that movie's hard.
1408. I think you can find it on Amazon. I'm not sure where else you can find it. I think it's only on Amazon.
Yeah. Aiden, do you have any movies that you want to list or talk about?
I don't have any movies in like the psychological horror. I looked up a list just to get a like a what's new kind of thing.
Mhm.
Stuff like Us came up. Um,
Oh yeah.
but
Oh
Is
damn.
Us made by Jordan Peele? I think it is.
I want to talk
shall.
about what is it?
Yes, it is.
The
Yes,
movie
it
with
is.
where it's completely silent. What is
A
not
Quiet
completely
Place.
silent, but A Quiet Place. That
That's a good
is
movie.
that is a good movie to watch. Like it's a horror movie. It's not a horror
It's
movie
a
though.
thriller.
It's
It's more of a thriller.
it's like so like you can almost subjugate some of these movies into like and that's what I was talking about before the podcast is like I was talking to Leighton just to kind of get a gauge of how he likes like what horror movies he likes if at all, and it's like the aspect of how I don't like is I don't like things that are eerily similar to something that could happen in real life, like stuff like intruders getting into your home or getting kidnapped or like Texas Chainsaw Massacre is like kind of on the edge of that
Oh
where it's
shit.
like ugh.
Ethan, you're not okay with cults, right? That's
Actually
like your
okay, different. That I'm the opposite way. I'm like really I'm not like it sounds weird whenever I say it, but like I have a big interest in it in the sense of like I like just understanding how that works, like how people
wait,
why people's minds
wait.
go like that.
You
That's why
might
Midsummer I've seen
actually
Midsummer.
you might actually really like Hereditary then.
We can watch Hereditary.
Like
Is
y-
Hereditary a prequel
it's a
to
cult.
Midsummer?
Mm-mm,
It's
mm-mm.
not
But
correlated
it's
at all.
about it's not correlated at all, but it is cult related for
Ooh,
sure.
Um,
that's
some other stuff I'm seeing
scary.
on my Google search. The Babadook is
Oh, Babadook is so good.
the Babadook is
Babadook,
another one that
Dook,
it had
Dook.
really high ratings on Rotten Tomatoes that I've seen.
That's a good one. That's a
The
good
the
one.
Babadook is I can't remember what it's about, but it's
It's
like
about this it's kind of like this book or something like that, which if you think about it, if you have any recollection of it, it will come and kill you. So,
oh,
and
so like Ring almost
almost,
esque,
almost.
like
Yeah,
in
it's
the same
esque.
kind of like it will come and get you esque.
Yes, yes. But it's so creepy because like, oh, the entire thing is about like finding this thing's name in a book, and then it spreads to people, and then different people know about it, and then it's like slowly killing people off, and like,
Oh, you know what? Okay, this is gonna like a lot of people didn't like this movie. I can't remember what it's called, but I watched it with a partner I was with a little bit ago, and yeah, what was it called? It's like basically this app that you download. It was a modern movie, and it was like one of those like, oh, this is gonna be so shit because it's like just like kind of pumped out, like Truth or Dare. Like I don't know if you guys remember that
oh
movie. It was that
yeah,
was
yeah.
ass. But it's this app you download on your phone, and it tells you when you're gonna die, and then the
Mhm.
timer actually works on people if
Oh
you
yeah,
download it. And that movie
I've seen
was
it.
like,
Yeah.
that was like, oh, holy shit, this is actually kind of good because they never revealed whatever the thing is that comes and gets you, which is so key in some of these movies. Like, if you don't reveal what it is that's after people until like at least the like act 3 or like the last half, it keeps suspense so well. Like if you reveal
Mhm.
what the monster, like A Quiet Place didn't become scary to me because they showed what the monster looked like almost immediately. Oh, Bird Box. I don't know if you guys have
Mm,
seen Bird Box.
Oh
That's on
yeah.
Netflix.
good old
Um,
Nyarlathotep.
I haven't seen that one.
what is that?
Nyarlathotep.
Yeah,
What?
It's a Cthulhu mythos
it's
creature.
the most likely Cthulhu Mythos
Oh yeah,
creature to
Bird
be
Box.
the actual bird box monster, because it loves to interact with humans and mess with them in that way.
Also, so I want to start moving us in.
Uh,
I know we'll probably get to a different topic, but like my voice is kind of dying.
I
But I
like
wanted
The
to talk
Shining.
about horror
yeah,
video. Oh
Shining is
yes.
I
good.
was gonna say,
Also,
the best
oh my
horror
gosh.
movies. Sorry, the best horror movies, in my opinion, utilize silence and like a lack of like jump scares or like in your face scares, like something moving around in the background or just like seeing
Oh,
something hidden in the
oh, they do
background,
that Hereditary. They
like
do that in
Filling the
like
Hereditary.
space. It's like
something
your mind makes
like
up the thing.
opening a door to like, oh, there's the monster, it's so scary, is so much less scary than opening the door to like the bathroom in the horror movie, powers out and whatever, walking in, looking around, seeing nothing, but in the background you can just see someone's head poking out from the window watching you. Like
Analog
that.
horror
No,
motherfucker.
it's
This
like
guy has been on the internet for too long. Get him off.
Dude,
Touch some
actually,
grass.
I want to. This
Kidding.
reminded me that exactly reminded me of something Scream does. I really love Scream, so you guys are gonna hear me talk about it a lot. Um, but one of their kind of the iconic killer behind a door thing that Aiden just said is like and what I was kind of mentioning of like the reveal of the killer is like they move, like obviously there's a door in frame and it fills up a majority of the frame, so you know, okay, that door is shady. The character goes over, opens the door, and boom, there's the killer. In one of the movies of Scream, they did it so well where they open the door, nothing's behind, and the character that we're watching is oblivious to whatever's going on, and we have just seen the killer like in the nearby vicinity, and he's going around his house in broad daylight opening doors that are filling up frame consistently. It's like 4 times in a row he opens and closes a door, opens and closes a door, opens like the refrigerator and it blocks out, and it's just a constant thing of like, oh, it's about to happen, it's about, oh no, okay, oh my, and then it builds up until
oh,
he,
so it's kind of messing with expectations.
yeah, and it's
That's
like
that
that's the
is good. That
expectation
is good
is that
direction.
you're gonna see the killer at some point, and then they don't even use the door play. He
So
ends up attacking him outside of it.
Aiden mentioned something that's really key, and we've talked about this before on the podcast, but I wanted to talk about sound really quickly. Alien Isolation. It
Oh my
does
god, we should watch
sound
Alien.
like it is. I'm talking about the game really
No, I know,
quick.
I know, I know.
Like, oh my god, it does that perfectly. Because the thing is, you don't. It's not a jump scare type thing. You're walking around, you're aware of where the monster is, but like you are having to avoid that, and it can tell like your audible, like it can read through your mic and everything like that if you're
Ugh.
having reactions. It can tell if you're freaked out. Like it is a full sensory game, dude.
That's
Like
awesome though. I do
that
really like
stuff is
that.
I
so
have
freaky and
Alien
so cool.
Isolation. I got it off Epic Games for free. We could stream it with all of us
that
there.
would be
We
that
could
would
set
be
up the
creepy
table in
as
front of
fuck,
Ethan's
dude.
TV and then stream it with each of us playing.
I
Also, I
honestly, I
have an
wish that
idea
you
really
guys had
quick.
played Amnesia with me, the bunker. That was a really fun
Oh
game.
yeah. I want to show you guys really quick. So this is the setup I'm running with right now. I got two
Ooh,
fucking chairs in front of my monitor screen here.
that's
So
actually kind of
if
fire.
if we wanted to, man, I mean, hey, fitting
Dude, I
two
can
extra
already
chairs in
imagine
there
it.
would not be the worst.
Like putting you have your chair and you're like playing games or something, and I come over and I can study and sit in the other one. That's fucking great. And then like watch you
Yeah.
play. That's epic.
Oh, also, yeah, these chairs are comfy as fuck, dude.
Hmm.
I haven't sat in either of them. I know I was over the other day. I was too scared to sit in the gray one because I thought I'd break it.
No,
I
I've
was
moved
worried,
them.
bro.
I've had to move them back from to the wall like an appropriate distance because people will break them. Absolutely will
Yeah.
break them. So,
But so okay, do we want to switch over to the next topic? Kind of. Are we cool with that?
Sure, we've been at this one
I'm
for a
cool
while.
with it.
Mm.
Yeah. So kind of following that horror genre, recently Texas Chainsaw Massacre came out, so I had the kind of thought process of multiplayer horror and going kind of into that, but also is multiplayer horror dying? Because what we've seen with Texas Chainsaw Massacre, this new, it's from the developers who made Friday the 13th. It's a Dead by Daylight style multiplayer experience where you're running around escaping the killers from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, um, which is a very popular movie franchise. Yeah. The thing about it that really kind of piqued my interest is this is the first game to kind of add more killers, and that's been a thing that's kind of people have kind of hated on is that it is instead of like Dead by Daylight or I'm trying to think of like Friday the 13th where it's one killer was like Jason Voorhees or it's one killer in Dead by Daylight versus four survivors. This is three killers versus four survivors. And so you kind of think that the odds are a little bit stacked up against in this game, but it really does bring a new interesting level to how multiplayer horror has been acting. And that's me and my friend have been loving it because it feels really different. It feels like you have more stakes and that there's more things to do. Maybe because it's new, but that's also just
I
because we've
I
been
do have a
playing it a
question
ton.
though too.
Yeah.
Does it feel different than like what type of horror? Because like the two that I can think of that are like most prominent is Phasmophobia and Dead by Daylight.
I think it feels in the same vein of Dead by Daylight because it's third person and it's like the same kind of player model almost. Um, it doesn't feel Phasmophobia. I think Leighton could talk more about this, but you feel more in control somewhat. And I know in certain situations you probably don't, but you have the option to run in and run out. You can just leave and you can go back to your van. You can feel fine. Again, I'm not very like knowledgeable on this game, so I don't know if there's also monsters that happen in outside, but whatever. Um, Texas Chainsaw is like you're in it, and if you don't keep moving and you don't keep hiding, like there's also, and Dead by Daylight, there's things that cause you to keep moving. So like in Dead by Daylight, ravens will come and crow around you and make a ton of noise. And in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, there's a literal function where you collect blood and feed it to Grandpa, who is like the first killer ever, and he's like immobile in a chair, and you can, as the killer, go up and feed him, and it makes his like sonar bigger, so you can see more survivors as they move. Um,
Oh dang.
and it allows, and also that's really, it's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game is so dope because I've been like reading up on how they have this like um it's like 60-page long thing where they explained all of the correlations they made and all the time they put into this game from the franchise. And like some of it is like Grandpa is like the first killer ever. He was like the one who started it all, and like there's so many things to how they created it, etc. But I'm getting a little sidetracked. Um I think where it comes in and how people like at least this topic of whether or not it's dying, and that's up to you guys, I'll bring it to you guys in a sec, is people felt that it just wasn't the same, and that, oh, like I'd rather play Dead by Daylight. Oh, it's just it feels like it's so stacked up against me I can't play this. Oh, there's so many things coming out that I just don't have enough time, like et cetera, et cetera. Do you think that's the case, especially with there's a new game, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, which is going to be following the similar pattern of like multiple killers, multiple survivors, and just in general, Leighton, like Phasmophobia. What games would you want to see going forward, and what games do you think should change or modify in a certain way? Does anybody want to start?
Is it cool if I can hop in really quick because my voice is dying and
Yeah,
I'm not feeling so copacetic right now. So
yeah,
um I want to hop in there and say I feel like it is kind of a dying category. And I want to explain that. because of the fact that we have seen such bangers of games like Dead by Daylight, which are fun because of the multiplayer category, rather than it being more of a horror type game.
Mm.
The fact that a good horror game and a game that fundamentally relies on its horror is going to be single player. And I truly
Yeah.
believe that. I mean, think Outlast, think Amnesia, think PT.
Yeah,
All
PT. I was
sorts.
gonna say.
Like all of these are single player games and they're meant to be single player games. And I think that's for a reason. Because they are meant to be scary. You're not going to be playing a video game unless you are in the mindset to be playing a scary video game. You're not going to be playing that video game with multiplayer people. Multiplayer games are meant to be multiplayer games. They're meant to be played for enjoyment of being around people and being like that type of stuff. You're not really wanting to be scared in a multiplayer game.
Yeah.
That's kind of why I think this is kind of dying a little bit.
I think there's
Because
enjoyment in like being jump scared, but as you say, like I don't think anybody who's playing multiplayer isn't looking to be genuinely freaked out.
no,
Yeah,
seriously,
there's like a disc the
dude.
what's the word?
If I were a cognitive dissonance type
Yes,
thing, like
between
yeah.
wanting the multiplayer and wanting the horror. Like
No, I get it.
Phasmophobia does it very well, where
Phasmophobia does it very well.
it's like the group objective is all encapsulated within the horror element.
What's nice about Phasmophobia is you also don't have to play with other people. You can play it by yourself.
Mm.
Which
It can
is
be
another thing.
an
Yeah.
alone experience, and it can be really scary. I still get
You-
scared, even playing
I
multiplayer.
was just
I
about to
still
ask
get
that.
I still get freaked the fuck out sometimes playing Phasmophobia because the way they set it up is so well done. It's so well
Mhm.
done.
Do you think it's lost its charm though? I know in the sense of like scaring, it hasn't, like you answered, but
Nope, it hasn't. And I'm not quite sure exactly why it hasn't because it is similar things happening, but it's never exactly the same, and that's a
okay.
big piece of it. And you never exactly know when stuff is gonna happen unless you're like crazy good at the game. And even then, you can still get scared the fuck out. I know because one of my friends is like a super good at the game. He plays it often. He's crazy at Phasmophobia, but like he can tell what a ghost is based on not even like the evidence based on other stuff. Um, but even he gets scared sometimes, and it's so it just it keeps it going. And uh, just to spoil a little bit of our nerdy news, Phasmophobia just went through a huge, like a major update, a major renovation update, both in the progression system as well as the items that you can use. So the items used to be set to a certain limit, like there's only a certain number of items, and once you know how to use them, you know how to use them. Now, and the progression system was just like you go up in level, that's it. Like you just go up in level. So they've removed that. They've changed it so that there's a legacy progression where it shows what you used to be and it shows what your legacy was from the original progression system. But now the new progression system is you gain levels, you unlock equipment, and there's now 3 tiers to equipment. There is a level 1, a level 2, and a level 3. The level 1 you unlock all of them first, and then you start unlocking all the level 2 tier and all the level 3 tier. Um, the difference in levels for each tier of equipment is so much more shown. It's so much more propagated than it was before,
So
and the progression system is
is
it's actually very nice now.
does that affect the horror, you think, in any way? Like
It
as
does. It
you
definitely does. The difference between in in pre update pre major update Phasmophobia, I'll just call it the item update. Pre item update. Um, you would have, for example, you would have a camera and you could go thermal on it, and that was about it. It's like a camcorder. It has this like screen on it, and if you're holding it, you could like look through it even when it's dark in front of you. You could see the night vision, and it's like this decent size. Now the tier 1 equipment is like a shitty Sony like 1994 camera, like camcorder, and the screen is like this big and it's super pixely. And even when you're looking at the footage in the van, it's super pixelated, super like it just adds a whole new layer of
That's
like immersion to it. And like playing this game with the lights off by yourself, scary as fuck.
So I want to jump in really quick this time. I
Go
think
ahead.
I think multiplayer experiences right now are as a whole diminishing. I think a lot of people are looking for single player games right now. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. And also I just want to say this is going to be my last thing before I hop off the podcast. But right now I think the feeling of the community is I want a single player game, and I want sequels. We've talked about this in the past, and a lot of those horror game type things are not sequels. I mean I probably wouldn't be playing. I might actually. Seriously, I was about to say I might not play Dead by Daylight 2. I would totally play Dead by Daylight 2, but uh but that's the thing. There aren't really any games that come before it other than Dead by Daylight and like Phasmophobia that have really shaken the multiplayer horror meta. And I just don't think that's what people are looking for right now. In the future, 5 years, totally. Someone might come along with a crazy multiplayer game that I'm gonna fall in love with, like multiplayer horror game. That might be what people are feeling. But I don't think the way that things are trending right now and the way that history has set it out, horror is single player right now. And I
Yeah.
think that's how it's going to continue to be for like the next, let's say, 5
Horror
10
has been a single player genre for a good bit now. Like Soma is an incredible game. Soma
Mm.
came out.
Oh, so good.
Soma
So
came
good.
out a while. Like Amnesia came out a while ago. Soma came out a
Oh,
while ago. Both
Amnesia.
of those are.
Amnesia is so fucking
I
good.
can
I
go back
just
It
played The
further.
progresses.
Bunker on podcast, and
I
that
can go
was
back.
fantastic.
Yeah, to be honest,
Bunker, Outlast. I can go back further and say like Fear, the original Fear.
God, yeah.
That was
I mean,
technically a horror game.
you could argue Doom. Doom wasn't meant to be kind of horror type stuff.
mm,
Sure, yeah.
Also, so guys, I'm gonna do my little outro here. I love you guys. I think you're fantastic. I think you can hear that I'm kind of fading, but I
The man is
appreciate
dying.
it. You guys are doing awesome. I'm loving everything we're talking about, and I love the community, and I love what we're doing. Shout out Dr. Tulung, and I will see you
Hell
guys.
yeah.
Hey yo.
I will see you guys later.
Bye.
bye bye, David.
David's
Um,
like,
but
I
to kind of,
also
actually, no, Aiden, you go. You haven't talked
um
in a little bit.
I wanted to say that in recent years, like within the last 5 years, I can't think of more than like a handful of banger horror games. Like back in the day, back in the early 2010s, it was just like banger after banger after banger of like amazingly well written and developed horror games like Amnesia and Outlast and like all the stuff that like was coming out. And then now it's like we've got Phasmophobia and
well, Phasmophobia, I think it's a banger.
yeah, no, Phasmophobia is a banger, but it's like the only banger. One of them. And then like
Like 4, yeah.
like we get like Outlast Trials. I swear to God, if Outlast Trials has microtransactions, I'm going to literally.
I'm really excited for Outlast Trials. I will be real. And I guess I have a difference in opinion on David in the sense of I feel that I'm excited for just games in general to be I'm like we've already talked about it. Fucking Armored Core is going to change my life. It is going. I have just realized I want to put this out here. All right, guys. Armored Core comes out the 25th, the day before 2 days before we go back. Right.
Before you go back.
Starfield comes out almost a week after we go back. What the fuck?
Dude,
What the fuck?
you better be getting your classwork done. You were like,
Bro, it's on
motherfucker,
Game Pass too, so I
mother,
only have to buy Armored Core. It's like,
motherfucker really came up to me and is just like, yeah, I'm gonna like keep you in check, make sure you're not on your phone and whatever. I'm gonna have to go up to him and be like, "Psh, psh, did you get your homework done?"
For real.
seriously. Because,
For real.
and that's where I'm leading back to my point is I've been looking for just a game to play that's multiplayer, that's an experience, and Starfield's kind of exclusionary. But Texas Chainsaw was like, ooh, a new multiplayer game that I can play. Oh, it happens to be horror. That's great. But if it was something like another For Honor-esque game where it's multiplayer and we're all fighting together, I'd be like, oh, that's cool. I want to play. Armored Core, for example, is going to have multiplayer. I'm going to be excited.
Dude, I just want to say, just a little quick side note. My God, For Honor was a masterpiece back in 2016.
For Honor is like,
That game came out, and I was like, oh my God, I can play a samurai, a Viking, or a knight, and I can kick people's
also,
asses.
I've been watching the old trailers of For Honor. Those things were bangers. Those
No, they
were
were.
bangers.
This whole system that they made, the whole system they made was groundbreaking for the whole parry system. That was fucking insane.
Yeah,
That shit was
Yes.
nuts. The 3-tier parry system.
It
Oh,
was both intuitive and complicated, which is what made
it
it
was.
so unique.
it's
Old
great.
For Honor
It's
was one of the greatest. Old For Honor is one of my favorite games of all time.
And then now we
Uh,
have
and then
doing
they
a duel
released.
now, and
And
I
then they
can't-
released some other DLC characters, and it fell off like this. But anyway,
I think
Kyoshi.
the game is, yeah, for real, Kyoshin, on God.
I'm this close. I'm this close.
We know.
I'm at
We
12,000 steel right now. But anyway, like, For Honor is a side tangent that we should go on to, so we should go back. Leighton wrote about one game that we've talked about on the podcast before. We made an entire episode about Redfall. Redfall
Yeah.
was a perfect example of something just crashing and burning. But I don't think that it was because it was the multiplayer aspect that people didn't like. Like you have Fallout 76, which is that
Oh,
was a
no,
game that people were like, "Oh, multiplayer Fallout, fuck off, get out of here!" Like
Well,
a creation system with multiplayer with
I
disgusting.
want to elaborate really quick why I put Redfall out there. I put Redfall on there because on our Google document it says topic multiplayer horror ... isn't dying because Ethan wrote that. And
First of all, thank you.
I bolded it, but that's not here nor there. I put Redfall in there because Redfall is a perfect example of a company, just the whole gaming community as a whole right now, being a little screwy because companies are not putting out finished products, and
Exactly.
gamers are incredibly like on the nose about stuff because they haven't been releasing good stuff for the past whatever, and they're raising the price of stuff. But so Redfall just happens to be within that category of a multiplayer horror game that flopped completely. Again, the fact that it was multiplayer and the fact that it was horror wasn't the reason it flopped. I'm saying because it flopped, it's kind of
It took a
lingering.
dig on multiplayer.
It took a dig on multiplayer horror specifically because what we had for a long time was Dead by Daylight. That's it. And Friday the 13th was new, but not really. Redfall was expected to be something new, something exciting, something cool, something different, and it crashed and burned. That causes companies to go, oh, the multiplayer horror category is probably a bad thing to put into right now. That also causes gamers to go, oh, companies aren't putting into multiplayer horror right now, and all I have is Dead by Daylight, and I'm fucking sick of this game. It's feeding upon itself right now. So the idea that this currently is not the time to be looking for a multiplayer horror game probably is pretty accurate, just because of the way the community is acting about stuff. And I'm sure that'll change soon. Phasmophobia just continues to do its own thing. I like Phaz. Phaz is an exception. Phaz is an exception, like truly, legitimately.
I think.
And I just want to really finish up. It also really has to do with the rise of, I think that it has to do with the rise of how multiplayer games have started becoming, as well as like You see Fortnite, you see Call of Duty, Warzone, you see all those kinds of things. You see how people play those and the way people are when they play those. They're gonna bring that feeling and that movement to another multiplayer genre, and they're gonna like push that. And I don't, in personal opinion, I don't like the way people do things in those kinds of games, and it kind of drags into Dead by Daylight, and it drags into other games like that. So it's just all kinds of negative losses for multiplayer horror as a general genre right now. So
Yeah.
I think once the community changes, once stuff starts switching, we'll end up seeing more production value of new multiplayer horror games.
Yeah.
Like we really should categorize things as pre-Starfield, post-Starfield. Am I right?
Yeah, for real though.
Dude,
I agree with you like wholeheartedly. The reason I've never been interested whatsoever in Dead by Daylight, even though I have it, is um because it doesn't feel like a horror game. It doesn't feel like a multiplayer horror game. It feels like a strategy game.
It feels like
I'm
an arcade
I'm
game.
yeah, I'm running around in my pre-planned strategy route because I know the map. So if I go this way, there's going to be multiple things I can pull down to get in front of the killer so that I can get back to the generator and fix it in time. So yada yada yada. That's not a horror game. You're not getting like scared, heart racing. Like
I
you're
think
not
What
getting
you're
the
not
feeling of
what
what
you're
you're
not
trying to
getting
play.
what you're not
It's a
getting
strategy
is
game.
what you're not getting is scared in your custom baby seal leather boots.
I think there's also a difference though, Aiden, in how you're describing that. Dead by Daylight becomes a strategy game when you start taking it too seriously. Dead by Daylight at its core is supposed to be a game that you're not, at least in my eyes, and how I enjoy it, and how I can still repeatedly get scared and keep playing the same thing, is I'm not thinking about, oh, where's the next pallet, because I'm not discrediting what you're saying. Like I watch videos on guys who literally they have the entire map planned out in sections, where it's like the main building is section 12, and literally on mic they're going, all right, I'm entering section 8 right now, going into section 4, there should be a pallet in section 12 still. It's like that is too much. That is like you're beyond like a multiplayer horror game, and you're now in the sense of
You're
you're
playing
ranked
COD.
and you're doing.
You're
Yeah,
playing COD.
it takes away. And I think that aspect of when you, and that applies to so many games, that applies to Texas Chainsaw Massacre, when people start figuring out how to fucking like camp certain things, and like, okay, I need to do this here, I need to put traps here, I need to make sure that this is the route I like, it takes away from that game.
It's no longer a horror game. It's a strategy game. You're not
Right.
getting scared. You're planning out, and you're like, oh shit, I fucked up when the killer gets you. Exeter in our chat brought up a good point about how to get immersed in a game, he needs a story, something like some movement, some development of characters, some full thing. You know, I think I agree with that. I agree with that. I think a good horror game, at least as far as the single player category is concerned, has a good story to it. Soma had an excellent story. I'm just going to use Soma as my breaking point because I watched all of Markiplier's videos on that one, and I love that one.
That's me.
But yeah, Soma had an excellent storyline. Fear had a storyline to it.
PT had a storyline to it.
Fucking Five Nights at Freddy's had a made-up fandom storyline, but still a storyline. And what I think we need, I think we need a game. I think we need a game that's labeled Destiny, but not. Right? It's just Destiny where you go on raids, but like the raids are like ghost hunting.
No, that's the scariest part. The
Destiny,
raid
but their
with
player
Nick
base is
Schroeder.
no.
I want a Destiny-styled horror game where you go on raids at certain haunted mansions.
That just sounds like
Dude,
get the fuck out.
A bunch
Bro.
of eight people going to try to hunt this ghost, and you get your ass fucking handed
That
to
sounds
you.
like
because
get the fuck out.
Destiny, but you have to pay $110 to walk 5 feet, but their player base will actually pay $110 to walk 5 feet.
Destiny, but Ghostbusters. That's what I want.
I bought the Witch Queen Deluxe Edition for $100, and
That's
I don't
so
regret
disappointing.
a
And
And Aiden Kane is the exact thing Ethan is talking
Yeah, no, because I
don't
sent him
regret
I
Dude.
sent him the
anything.
fucking final shape thing, and it's like Destiny players when they find out that they have to pay $140, and it's like, but the guy's actively buying the thing. It's like, dude, come
I
on.
might do it.
Also,
I might do
honestly,
it.
I think we kind of touched on the final topic. Do we want to move into nerdy news?
Well, I
Because
just
I
want to
think there's
finish
some
off.
correlation. Yeah,
I just
finish
want
up.
to finish off. Did we say Killer Clowns from Outer Space is coming out?
Yes, I mentioned it briefly.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't see it. Well, yeah. No, that's kind of about the last topic there, I guess.
Yeah.
Multiplayer horror,
I mean-
just to wrap up, is currently in a bad state because of the gaming industry, gamers as a whole, the whole shebang. So, if you're looking for a good multiplayer horror experience and you haven't
Don't
played
play
Dead by Daylight, play that. Or play Faz. Just saying, huge update.
Yeah.
Or you could make your own horror game where you just hunt
Maybe.
your friends with a knife. No, sorry.
Wait a minute. Wait
In
a minute.
reference to Scream, I'm not speaking from personal experience. This is Scream. Moving on.
We're gonna get demonetized.
Oh,
Anyways,
my
but so Layton's already touched on the update for Phasmophobia. I wanted to talk because obviously the next couple weeks, if you're following the Forlight podcast, you're gonna be seeing a lot of Armored Core. You're gonna be seeing a lot of fucking Starfield. That's for fucking sure. And I wanted to touch what we're all worried about. Starfield has been receiving, and this is no fucking surprise, a ton of hate.
Wait. Before you continue.
Okay,
I just want to point out.
shitty joke.
It's just.
I can't hear. What? I can't
Bro,
hear
your
you,
mic's
dude.
fucking like failing.
Yeah.
Fix
Dude.
it. Fix it.
My boy
just
straight up went.
No.
Did I fix it?
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
But it was literally
Okay, good.
just static. That's all
You
it
went
was.
like you went like this, and it went.
Well, see, that's funnier than the joke I was gonna make, anyways.
Okay, good.
I was gonna say
Uh,
no one cares, but you, Ethan.
What do you mean? What do you mean no
kidding.
one cares?
I was. I'm kidding.
Oh, it's on
Continue.
fucking Metacritic. Metacritic.
But so Starfield just released that they released kind of their title screen or their enter screen, and a lot of people have been dogging on it because it looks minimalistic, and people have been saying, oh, because title screens and end screens are like the last thing you do in development, because this is minimalistic, this means that the game is being like they don't care about their title screens.
I just want to point out people are fucking stupid, so I'm gonna ignore
I know.
that piece of
I
advice.
wanna
I
just
gesture
bring up.
to the entire Dark Souls series that has the same title screen. Every single game has the exact same fucking title screen.
I gesture to Jedi Survivor, where the title screen is literally size 12-point font times New Roman.
Well, I just wanna I have a
Dark Souls' entire title screen has been the
Okay.
same since Dark Souls 1. Copy paste.
Elden Ring's title screen is the same as Dark Souls title screen.
And Sekiro's. And
And
Bloodborne's.
Sekiro's and Bloodborne's. Crazy how that works.
Yeah, no,
What
it's the
the
same
frick?
fucking title screen. They saw, this title screen works. Let's use it.
Let's just use the fuck out of it.
Sorry,
I mean,
guys,
hey,
I'm trying to find-
at least with those title screens, you know what you're signing up for. It's like, warning.
Jeebus.
Oh god. Basically, I'm trying to find just the tweet because it was in one of these
I think you-
articles that I was reading.
I think you mean the X. Thank you.
Wait, what?
No.
Huh?
I think you mean the X. Thank you.
But so okay. In a message on Twitter, former Blizzard developer Mark Kern posted a leaked image of Starfield's main menu screen that he claimed was put together hastily given its minimal design. Kern said that the start screens are usually one of the final things completed within any video game and can often be indicative of the pride that the teams put into their games. When talking about Starfield's menu, Kern went on to, oh god, there's a Kentucky Fried Chicken ad that just popped up.
La da chicken
My bad, bro.
Sorry.
Wrong
Um,
fucking
No, I know. It still could.
Oh, by the way,
when
there's going to
talking
be a
about
Chick-fil-A
Starfield's,
built
oh wait,
Where?
at the mall.
Don't
okay,
say
I thought
where.
you were, yeah,
I
I
didn't
was
say
like,
I wasn't going to
my
say where,
boy,
but it's at the mall. There's going to be a Chick-fil-A built.
we
Good, I'll be
love
going there every
homophobia
day.
and fries.
Yeah, we know you
I
are,
will.
except for Sunday.
I will be going there every day except for Sunday. Sorry,
Okay,
I love
hold on.
Chick-fil-A.
Can I finish,
I do
please?
too.
Okay. When talking
I
about Starfield's menu,
also
Chronon would
love.
suggest that those at Bethesda Game Studios were either overworked or didn't care based on the look at the RPG's boot up screen. This assertion led to a response from Heinz, who shot down many of the Kern's claims. This is from Heinz, one of the main developers. And he said, or they designed what they wanted, and that's been our menu for years, and was one of the first things we settled on. Heinz said, having an opinion is one thing. Questioning out a developer's care because you would have done it differently is highly unprofessional coming from another dev. So, and the thing is a lot of people saw that response, but still don't care. They're just, because of Bethesda's past, it's being either review bombed, it's being planned to be review bombed. There's comments just ignoring the assertion that this has been the plan, that minimalistic esque, and that's something you can see in how of all of their things is it's supposed to resemble a kind of very clean cut space style. Obviously, it's a space fucking game, but I think honestly,
Well, here's what I think.
maybe I'm being too hopeful and not
Here's what I
giving
think.
This is
enough
why
credit.
I'm not going. Oh wait, I don't even have to buy Starfield.
Yeah,
Here's what I
fucking
think.
Game Pass, my boy.
Here's what I think. Either Starfield is going to be really good, or it's going to really suck. Okay, if it's really good, all of those little shits who are like, "Oh my god, review bomb," even though it's like the best game ever and I've put 3,000 hours into it, all of those people are going to get super outweighed by everybody else who plays the game. Okay,
Hopefully.
or if it sucks, review bomb. Even though I put 0 hours in this game fucking sucks.
Yeah, that's just how it goes, though.
So, like, either way, I don't give a shit. It's either a good game or it won't be. Like, it's
I
either
just
going
want
to
it to
be
be. I
received.
really want it to be.
It's like
I
better
know.
No Man's Sky.
It's like better Elite Dangerous.
Dude, I can't wait to be exploring Alpha Centauri and like have the entire planet to myself. Like, not to myself, there's a giant city on Alpha Centauri. But like the
yourself.
ability to
Plus
like
3 million other people.
the ability to go off and build a base, and also this is something that they mentioned, you won't be able to build or customize you will be able to, but it's kind of based on credits and buying new ship parts and base customizations and stuff, and those credits you get by doing missions and like talking to people and trading and stuff. And
What you're
so
telling me is I can grind one kind of enemy and get as much loot from them as possible of the same
shut
kind
up,
of loot
bro.
and sell to the same market over and over
The
again
Elden Ring thing.
for 3,000 hours to eventually have enough credits to build Mordor. Gotcha.
Elden Ring was the one game I remember actually doing that, though. Being like,
Yeah,
me
farming.
and Aiden were literally like, yo, we know this one. Yo, did you hear about this new farming glitch?
Yeah, that was me. I farmed 4.7 million runes.
Because he's
We'll see
just
what
like
happens.
not that good, you know? What's
We'll see what happens. But I think
I'm statistically
happen.
better than Aiden at Souls games. That's just how it goes.
I'm
That's because
statistically
you've
better than
played more
both
of
of you combined.
Sekiro.
Have you beaten Sekiro?
No, because I haven't played
How's
Sekiro in ages.
how's Guardian Ape going?
I've fought her 3 times.
And you
How's
still
Guardian
failed.
Ape going?
Did you beat the game,
Yeah.
Aiden?
Have you beat the game in 3 different endings?
I'm
still?
going to play
Like-
Stardew Valley. I don't care.
Okay, basically,
so-
that's we're just kind of joking around. This is the end of our show. Thank you guys so much for watching and joining if you have. And we hope
Such
that
a
you guys catch us
abrupt ending.
next week.
Yeah, it was kind of like
It's
out of
over.
the blue.
Goodbye. No,
Aiden is not ready to end the stream, so
Aiden's doing something. I
He's
don't know what the
playing
hell
with
he's doing.
tissue. Is he eating a fruit by the foot?
Layton, do you have anything you got to do, like in the next hour? For honor? Yeah, buddy.
Are you telling me I can grind
Dude,
to finally
it's so
own
funny.
Kyoshi? I literally,
It's
you know
so
what's funny?
Sorry.
I just want to point out really quick. I reached Prestige 1 on Kyoshin only during the free weekend we had it.
I would like you to legitimately. Never mind.
Is that
Also, I want to just point out that we had the people who have watched us play, watched us get dogged on in the one stream we play, and now we're like, yo, let's go play For Honor.
Oh my
Come
gosh,
on!
the fact that we had such a good time just fighting each other and goofing around, and then we moved to depression. It was just depression.
Actual games.
Also,
That's all it was.
bro, the fact that today I go against Nick and you were in the party, and Nick has this thing where if you play a duel with him and you beat him, he finds any reason to explain how he was beaten. If he beats you, you're just bad. And so that's the thing. I'm playing against
There's a
him.
northwest
He beats
wind and
me.
the air pressure is 4 atmospheres off.
What can I say?
It's how the first game went was he beat me just barely and he goes and I go die. And then we moved to the second game and I beat him and he goes, why didn't the parry system work? Come on. And then we get to the third game and I ratio him. Like full on blocked and this is what he was arguing about in our party and what Leighton didn't get to see. He was complaining about the fact that he was doing a heavy unblockable from the side and he wanted to do it from the other side. And so he does one, I block it, I don't do anything to him. He does it from the same side, I block it, I don't do anything to him. I give him the option to change sides. I give him a couple seconds. Nope, same freaking side. And
Maybe
my
his
boy,
controller is broken.
no,
Dude,
my boy
you don't even
legitimately goes,
understand. His controller is dog doo-doo.
No.
His
No,
old one,
we
at
got him a
least.
new one. We got him a new one because he took his controller and spiked it on the ground while playing For Honor one time.
As
And
one,
it had so much stick drift, it was unplayable. We tried playing Elden Ring Overwatch. We tried playing Overwatch on it.
Yeah.
And it literally was just like, I'm playing Bastion, and it's just...
I
As
came over and
someone-
was like, "This is why you're so ass, bro."
as someone who has played Getting Over with Bennett Foddy like 35 times now, I think I've beaten the game, as well as all of the Dark Souls franchises, as well as any sort of rage game you can think of, like Pogo Stuck. I would never spike my controller into the ground because I'm like, this is $60.
Yeah, no, this is a $60 fucking controller.
$6. And
Yeah,
I
my
immediately
batteries
left.
just leaked inside of my controller and wrecked the entire thing.
Oh, I love that.
Mm-hmm. So I have to buy a new one, or wait till my birthday and borrow Ethan Daddy's controller.
But anyway, that is the end of the podcast. We have been talking about random things for the past
Yes.
20,
I'm gonna
15
keep
minutes.
all that. It was epic.
Also,
It
you
was very good,
ratioed
though.
Nick as hard as Leighton ratioed you in Guilty Gear.
Guilty Gear is a fun game.
I love Guilty Gear.
That
Leighton, we
game
gotta play it
deserves
again.
to not be a thing.
Guilty Gear is a fun game.
It is a
Dude,
very
it's
fun
Mortal
game.
Kombat, but slower. It's gross. It is the ultimate grossness.
Well,
it is
you're
actually,
just not.
that
Okay.
fucking-
Also,
it's a
you are
stupid ass-
destroying with Naryu. What's his face? The Black Samurai guy. You were
Doesn't
destroying
matter.
with him,
Doesn't
and then
matter.
you switched characters because you liked the playstyle better, and then you started doing dog doo doo.
I
Doesn't
would like
matter.
you to
Moving on. End the stream.
Yes.
All right, bye guys. Me and Leighton are gonna go play For Honor, and we really want to leave right now, so we're gonna go say bye. Bye guys. Thank you guys so much.
Also,
for joining.
I
Bye,
joined
bye,
this
bye.
guy's party. I joined this kid's party.